Good day viewers, in this video I'll be showing you how to simplify any given surd, and we'll be using the following examples. Here is something to take note of when trying to simplify any given surd. To simplify any given surd, split the radical into two factors of which one must be a perfect square. An example of perfect squares include 1, 4, 9, 16, 25 and so on. So these numbers are perfect square because when you find their square root gives you an whole number. The square root of 1 is 1, the square root of 4 is 2, the square root of 9 is 3, the square root of 16 is 4, the square root of 25 is 5. Now, there are some numbers that when you try to find their square root would not give you an whole number as your result. So these numbers that gives us whole numbers as our result when we find their square root are called perfect squares. So to simplify any surd, you need to split the number under the square root, the number under the root, and that number is called the radicand. You need to split that number into two factors, and one of the factors has to be a perfect square like this so that you can simplify. So you see in the first example here, to simplify square root of 12, I splitted 12 into 4 times 3. 4 times 3 is 12, of course. But you observe that 4 is a perfect square. It falls under this category of numbers that I call perfect square. And once I've achieved that, I can just proceed to split the square root over the numbers. So I'm going to have root 4 times root 3, then equal to square root of 4 now. I know that that's 2. So I'll just say 2 times square root of 3. I'll leave square root of 3 like that because if I find the square root of 3, it gives me a decimal number, and I want to avoid that. So my answer is 2 root 3. So we're going to use that idea to solve the remaining questions. Square root of 72. I need to split 72 into two numbers, two factors, one of which must be a perfect square. And the number that I can split 72 to would be 36 and 2. So 36 times 2 gives me 72. And you can observe already that 36 falls under the perfect squares. In fact, if I continue after 25, the next number will be 36. And the square root of 36 is 6. So I'm going to just say that this is going to be the square root of 36 multiplied by the square root of 2, and this is going to be 6 times square root of 2, since the square root of 36 is 6, and the result is going to be 6 root 2. So that's my answer. The next one, square root of 300. I know that 300 is equal to 100 times 3. If I multiply 100 by 3, I'm going to have 300. And I can say that this is square root of 100 times square root of 3. And you know the square root of 100 is 10. So it will be 10 times root 3. And my result is 10 root 3. Now, the last example here, I need to split 108 also to two numbers that when I multiply will give me 108. 36 times 3. If I multiply 36 by 3, the result is 108. Then like we did in B, you can see that 36, the square root of 36 is 6. So it's going to be square root of 36 times the square root of 3. And this is going to be 6 times the square root of 3. And my answer is 6 root 3. Thank you for watching.